All right, we're going to go ahead and get started to respect everyone's time. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining CTA Diversity Programs, Driving Small Businesses the Distance. Today, we will be covering the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise DBE certification process. Our agenda for today is you'll be hearing from me about diversity programs, and then I'll pass it along to the certification team where Kimberly Mua will cover the DBE certification process. Hello, everyone. My name is Chanel Harmon, and I'm the coordinator for Small Business Development. The CTA Diversity Program is designed to give certified small businesses an opportunity to bid as primes on CTA contracts. Under the program, select contracts are set aside for small businesses to bid on as prime contractors. If you are certified as the DBE with one of the other 4 Illinois Unified Certification Program members, you are considered an SBE. CTA only accepts the DBE certification from CTA, Illinois Department of Transportation, PACE, Metro, and the City of Chicago. Our workforce initiatives team. We consistently work with our workforce partners, Hire 360 and Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership, to provide training and apprenticeships to individuals interested in the trades. Many of these participants work on CTA contracts like the RPM. We also offer a mentor protege program. This program was created to enhance the capability of DBE firms and increase opportunities for DBE on our contracts. We also offer technical assistance in the form of contracting strategies. This involves helping the firms to identify the right contract for them. Next, we offer assistance in market research. This involves identifying where the opportunities lie. Marketing to the primes. We host various outreach meetings so smaller firms are able to connect with primes already working on CTA contracts. Access to capital. We offer access to capital through our Building Small Businesses program, which offers cash flow resources to help businesses successfully operate on CTA contracts. Additionally, we offer educational resources in the form of the Driving Small Businesses the Distance, which you're here attending today, as well as our Small Business Educational Series. The Small Business Educational Series is a 9-week cohort taught by industry leaders. Topics covered include budgeting, estimating, project management. The purpose of the series is to help businesses successfully perform on our contracts. There are various ways to connect with us through outreach events. We also welcome one-on-one consultations. Diversity Programs is your #1 advocate, and we want to hear from you, whether it be the Small Business Development team, the certification team, or the compliance team. We also have a DBE Advisory Committee. The purpose of the DBE Advisory Committee, this is where concerns of DBE firms are addressed and recommendations for operational and administrative improvements are made. We encourage you to attend our pre-bid meetings. This is your opportunity to have your questions answered by procurement administrators before actually submitting your paperwork for the contract opportunity. You can also connect with us on social media, whether it be through LinkedIn, Facebook, or CTA YouTube page, Doors Opening. Getting started. We strongly encourage you to register as a CTA vendor. As I previously mentioned, CTA, we set specific contracts aside for DBEs to bid on. The more DBE firms that we have registered in a specific category, the better. So we always encourage you to register as a CTA vendor. Consider obtaining the DBE certification. because CTA only accepts the DBE certification from CTA, of course, the Illinois Department of Transportation, PACE, Metro, and the City of Chicago. We also encourage you to review current solicitations through our bonfire portal. This is where the most up-to-date current contracts are posted. And then we also encourage you to look to take a look ahead at future opportunities that will be coming down the pipeline by taking a look at our buy-in plan. And next, I'll pass it along to Kimberly Moore from the certification team.
All right, good morning, everybody. Apologies for that. My name is Kimberly Moore. I am the certification specialist along with my colleague, Alexandra Amos. So today we are going to talk about the DBE program with CTA, and the topics that we will be covering are what exactly is the DBE program, the requirements for the DBE program, as well as eligibility, and the required documentation that we need in order to certify you, as well as the certification process. I ask that you hold on your questions until the end of this. So first, what is the DBE program? So the DBE program stands for Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. The DBE program is governed by the U.S. Department of Transportation under the regulation 49 CFR Part 26. This regulation ensures non-discrimination in the award and administration of all DOT-assisted contracts for highway, transit, and airport programs. And in our case, the transit agency with CTA. It also allows for the program allows to create a level playing field in which DBEs can promote can compete fairly for DOT-assisted contracts. Additionally, it helps eliminate barriers to participation of DBE firms in DOT-assisted contracts. Now, to be certified as a DBE, you must meet these requirements. You must be a for-profit small business concern that is at least 51% owned and controlled by a socially and economically disadvantaged individual. So what exactly is a small business concern? An existing small business that is subject to applicable small business standards, such as defined by the Small Business Administration. To be eligible, your DBE firm must, we're going to take a look at your 3-year average annual gross receipt, including any affiliate firms that you have ownership in, and this cannot exceed $26.92 million. Additionally, we will look at your North American Industry Classification System, also known as NAICS codes, and based off the codes, it should not exceed the last 5-year average of your annual gross receipts. Additionally, you must be socially and economically disadvantaged. Socially disadvantaged is any United States citizen or lawfully admitted permanent resident who identifies as a woman and or African American, Hispanic American, Native American, Asian Pacific American, and subcontinent Asian American. Additionally, you would be considered economically disadvantaged by having a personal net worth statement that does not exceed $1.32 million. To be eligible for DBE certification, you must be an independent business whose management and daily business operations are controlled by one or more of the socially and economically disadvantaged individuals who own it. And again, this must total at least 51%. So required documents for the DBE certification. Now that you're eligible and you are going to be applying, these are the documentations that we are looking for. So firstly, we would like for you to include your resume and to have a detailed resume that includes any expertise and knowledge related to the NAICS code that you are applying for. Additionally, we want to take a look at your personal net worth statement. This must be signed and notarized, and this will be critical for any of the individuals applying for DBE certification. So this is an example of our personal net worth statement. It'll be very basic in your name, your business address, the firm name, and we're going to take a look at your assets and liabilities. So it's very important that you include cash savings, checking accounts, retirement accounts, life insurance, as well as any liabilities such as mortgages or any notes that you have. Additionally, if you own more than one property, we do ask that you include all of your properties. However, we do not count your primary property in your asset. And this is just the additional forms. And again, please remember that you need to sign and date it and notarize it in order for us to accept it. Additional documentations that will be required are your personal tax returns and your federal tax returns. It is really important that these are also signed and dated. We're going to take a look at the last 3 years of your personal tax returns. And for your federal tax returns for the firms, we will take a look at the last 5 years. Additionally, for both personal tax returns and corporate tax returns, please include all schedules and attachments. We also want to look at your proof of contribution. This can be in the form of a canceled check. If it's a loan to a company, we want to take a look at the assets of it. Any proof of purchase of equipment that you use to contribute to your starting of your business. And if you are not able to attain any of this, we will also accept bank statements from your business account as well as your personal account. If applicable, we want to take a look at any loan and security agreements that the firms have. Additionally, we want a list of equipment and or vehicles owned by you and the firm. It's very important that we have a list of all of the equipment that you're going to be utilizing in the services that you're providing based off your NAICS codes. Additionally, if your firm does have vehicles, we will require the titles of those vehicles, registration, as well as individual insurance cards for each insured vehicle. If it's a truck, we will require the US DOT numbers as well. Additionally, we want to take a look at licensing. So for example, if you are a firm in the city of Chicago, we want to get something like your city of Chicago business license. If you're a general contractor, we want to see your general contractor license. Please make sure that your certificates and license and permits are up to date as well. We also require the copy of a lease of your office space or storage space. And if you are the owner of that space, such as a home business, or if you own your office space, we would like to see the deed of that as well, or property tax payment. Additionally, if there has been any transfers of assets to and from your firms to the owners in the last 2 years, we will also require this as well. If any stocks have been sold, we want an updated stock ledger as well as the stock certificates. And when you do submit the stock certificate, you do require both sides of the stock certificate. We want to look at your schedule of salaries. So if you are an individual owner and you are one person running your business, we'll just look at your salary. But if you have multiple owners, officers, managers, and directors of the firm, we will require that you include all of the salaries. Additionally, if your firm is more than just your individual self, we want to look at your employee list. This will include job titles and dates of employment. And again, to be qualified for the DBE program, you must be a U.S. citizen or lawfully permanent resident. So we need proof of that. This includes a birth certificate or a passport or a residency card. We will not accept driver's ID or state ID or social security card. Additionally, we want to look at your audited financial statements for the last 3 years. And this would include your income statement and balance sheet. If applicable, we want to look at trust agreements. Not every firm will have this, but if you do, it is something that we will take a look at. And if you are a supplier, we want to look at your product lines that you're carrying. And if you're a distributor, we also want to look at the equipment that you're distributing. Again, this would only be applicable if you are considered a supplier or manufacturer. And something that will be a little bit different depending on your business entity. If you are a corporation, S Corp, or C Corp, we will require your official articles of incorporation. We require both sides of all stock certificates, an updated stock ledger, shareholders agreements, and we want to take a look at your minutes of all shareholder and board of director meetings, as well as your original bylaws. If there are any amendments since the initial incorporation of your firm, we also will require that as well. If you are a limited liability company, we require articles of organization and your operating agreement. If you are a limited liability partnership, we require articles of organization as well as partnership agreement. And if you are a sole proprietorship, we would just require that you submit your register assumed name as well as your employer identification number. So once you are certified, I'm sorry, not once you're certified, but in order to do this process, as Chanel had mentioned earlier, you're going to go to cta.dbesystem.com and you are going to register as a vendor as well as submitting a DBE application. Please upload all the supporting documents into the system, if possible in a PDF form, and your application will be received and assigned. The review process takes an average of 90 days in which the file will be reviewed and we will be conducting a site visit. During this time, if there are any additional documents that we require of you, we will reach out. So it is very critical for you to check your email and to respond in a timely manner when we do request for these additional documents. Once we make a decision, you will be notified via email and mail of CTA's decision of becoming a certified DBE firm. Once you're certified with us, you will be recognized by PACE, Metra, IDOT, and City of Chicago. So you don't have to certify for all of them once you're certified DBE with one of these firms. Your firm will then be listed in our Illinois UCP directory, which stands for the Unified Certification Program. And this directory is public and allows for our prime contractors to search for DBE firms by specialty area and NAICS codes. We also strongly encourage you to attend outreach and network events such as the one like today to inform contractors about your business as well as your DBE certification. And as your firm grows, we suggest you to expand. If you originally apply for an NAICS code and you have been doing additional work, you can apply for an expansion as well as the CTA's SBE program, which is our small business enterprise. And you can also become certified as a DBE in another state once you are certified with us. And that comes to an end of the DBE certification process. Do I have any questions? So the first question I see here is there a DBE certification processing fee? So the program is free with CTA, so we do not charge anything. As you apply, the DBE portal, it's all free. So again, you set up your vendor profile, and then once you do that, you can apply for the DBE. Are there any other questions?
And feel free to enter your questions to the chat box, the Q&A, or if you're comfortable, feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Can we get a copy of the presentation? Chanel?
Yes, I will send a copy of the presentation to everyone attending today.
I will also be including my contact as well if you have any additional questions that you can think of later. So is the DBE status only applicable to CTA and city projects? And so the DBE status would be applicable to any contracts that are DOT assisted. So if the city has projects that are funded by the DOT, then it would be applicable to that. Can you use your MBE, WE from the City of Chicago? So the MBE and WBE is a state and local program. So it is regulated differently from the DBE program, which is a federal program. You will need to apply separately from your MBE, WBE into the DBE. The application process is very similar, although we do require a little bit more information from you. But once you are DBE certified, again, you would be certified DBE for Metra, PACE, IDOT, City of Chicago as well. And it's very important that when you are certified, you want to also create vendor profiles for the other for agencies as well. And then you can start looking at the different contracts. Do you need to be DBE certified to participate in the Small Business Educational Series? I believe you do not, but we strongly
Correct.
encourage you to become DBE certified as well.
Thank you for your questions.
I do see one other question that I think we might have missed from Walter.
Oh, yes. So Walter asked, is this a yearly certification? So once you become DBE certified, you are certified, but we do require that you submit a yearly affidavit. We call this a no change affidavit. And what you would need to submit is an affidavit that is notarized and signed, indicating that you are still the owner of this firm. And we will request that previous tax year for your firm. And we just want to ensure that the gross receipts are still within the DBE eligible program. So you will get a notification. We send out a 60-day reminder as well as a 30-day reminder for you to submit the renewal, but you don't have to go through the entire certification process again.
So next, going back to, we encourage you to attend our outreach events, whether they're virtual or in person. And so coming up tomorrow, January the 27th, we have a mid-level construction mid-con services, meet the contractors in-person event. It'll be held at the JLM Life Center. So feel free to come out. We'll have CTA staff there also to answer any questions that you may have, as well as connecting with the prime contractors and building those relationships that we always encourage you to build. So I'll also include this flyer when I send the presentation out to everyone. And if you haven't already, feel free to go ahead and register. We strongly encourage you to register in advance, but we also, we will have on-site registration as well. And for our diversity programs contact information, we have our Misty Brown, our manager for small business development and outreach, Brandy Phillips, who's the workforce manager, Brittany Bowman, who is the compliance manager, and Benjamin Benefield, who's the certification manager. We, as I previously mentioned, we encourage one-on-one consultations where diversity programs is your #1 advocate. So if you have any questions, we're more than willing to assist you. And I'll also include my information in the chat also. And if there aren't any questions, this concludes our presentation today. Thank you to everyone that joined, and thank you for attending the certification team. That was a great presentation.